Summer has arrived, and with it come loungy late evenings enjoying good music in the background, long drives by the seashore, and a whole lot of good vibes in the form of a playlist featuring male Seiyu artists and 2D groups. Let's kick off this episode of Seiyu Lounge. Welcome to Seiyu Lounge. I am your host Vanessa, and in this episode I bring you 9 refreshing summer tunes by Seiyu artists and 2D groups. I know that some of you may not be in the summer season right now, and thus this list feature may not sound season appropriate, but hear me out. You can still find some awesome new songs to check. Plus, if you do miss summer, it'll be certain to bring back those vibes you long for. For those in the summer, this episode arrives at the right time and featuring what I consider to be a set of songs that perfectly capture the liberating and relaxing feeling of it. A written, extended version of this episode is available at the Hand That Feeds HQ's website. Make sure to check the description below for a direct link to it, as well as a special playlist that I curated for you so that you can really feel those summer vibes. Now let's kick off this list episode. A note that I did not rank any of the songs in this episode. When it comes to refreshing summer songs, we need to talk about this one. As a matter of fact, it was the very first song that came to my mind while I was crafting the list feature at the core of this episode. Style 5 with Splash Free. In 2013, there wasn't a single soul that was fan of anime that didn't know about Free, and at the same time, that wasn't aware of how addictive its ending theme song, Splash Free, was. If there's a song that perfectly encapsulates the summer vibe, it's this one for me. I know that when I hit play on this song, I'll be taken to a summery soundscape. The good vibes, the punchy bass line, its comfortable tempo, and that addictive clap track that you'll want to clap along to as soon as the song kicks off are just some of the details that I remembered vividly about this song. As soon as I hit play again, 4 years since I had last heard it, it was like being hit by nostalgia. There I was following the clap track, singing along and screaming my lungs out to the lyrics in the chorus that I thought I'd long forgotten. This is one of the best summer-themed songs, bringing to the spotlight the imagery of water, with the pulsing synths being primarily responsible for fleshing out that refreshing twist. Powerful, energetic and pretty tasteful, this is the summer track for me. Trignal with You, Kimi ga ite kureta kara. I have the feeling that this is such an underrated song by Trignal, yet it's easily among their best. You, Kimi ga ite kureta kara was released in 2018 when Trignal were in their prime with the mini-album Tricolore. For those fans of tropical songs that channel that summer vibe through its marimba percussion, this is the track for you. Not only it does have that mid-tempo tropical beat going on, but it's also a beautiful, sweet song that has one of the best bass lines I've heard in a pop song. I can't get off my head that imagery of driving by the seashore or a late evening party on the beach whenever I listen to this song. That laid-back, warm and friendly mood really gets you. Tetsuya Kakihara and Nobuhiko Okamoto with Paradise. Summer is all about having fun and enjoying the good weather and vibes. Tetsuya Kakihara and Nobuhiko Okamoto managed to capture those feelings in their 50s surfer pop rock tune, Paradise. The lyrics are playful and flirty, and the instrumental is big on its brass section, with it leading the way in tasteful fashion. The beat is simple yet addictive to the point that you'll want to tap your feet or clap along. I love the chorus in this track, it is everything that 50s surfer rock had best, but Kakihara and Okamoto took it a step further and made it insanely catchy. Rumor has it that when this song wraps up, you'll still be singing along to the chorus. Anthos with Juliet. Anthos are masters at delivering music exuding a summer soundscape, and Juliet is a perfect example of that. I could have picked literally any of their songs, although I was aiming for the recently released Shine On, and I'd always have a solid song that exudes a laid-back summer vibe. And that's a good thing about Anthos. Their music is refreshing, however, always with the liberating imagery and soundscapes that bring the sea and sky to mind. The verses in Juliet are fast-paced and build up the tension in a powerful way, carrying themselves pretty well into the progressive beat and slow-paced atmospheric sound of the chorus. This is an unusual song construction, at least as far as 2D music groups' music goes, as the chorus ends up being rather anticlimactic, yet it feels strangely right for me. The minimalistic marimba percussion in the background, the booming bass line, the brass hits, the triplets on your right ear, and those vocals will instantly take you to a summer soundscape. You'll want to dance the night away and enjoy the liberating tone of this track. Trigger with In the Meantime. This is yet another song that shines with its summer vibes. Trigger brings intensity to the spotlight with their massive dance floor hit, In the Meantime. This was an immediate favorite of mine when I listened to the highlight medley for the group's first album, Regality. Since then, it's one of my go-to tracks to get me in the summer mood. The scenes in the Meantime are like ripples in the water. The beat is powerful but never overwhelming. It is a tasteful dance track in my books. The verses carry a certain nostalgia thanks to the vocals, something that the fickle piano melody in the background further adds to. Now the chorus is explosive and once again quite contained while having a punchy and intense bass line. Perfect track to recharge batteries to if you feed off the energy in the songs, or be drained by but still be satisfied by the time the song wraps up. Yumu Uchida with Vibes. Yumu Uchida has his fair share of dance tunes, but none captures the summer vibe as better as Vibes does. Shower and Summer Day were two other songs that could replace this one in this list, and you could still feel those warm summer vibes from Yumu Uchida's performances. The piano melodies in Vibes are mellow and big, setting an upbeat tone for this song. The bassy synths take over and lead you to one of the most explosive choruses in this episode. Vibes has a massive chorus that is quite minimalistic in its content, focusing more on the feeling, and what a feeling that is. Usually I am not a fan of autotune, and I believe that there are many of you that also don't enjoy it, but it actually works well as an accent to Uchida's vocals in the chorus. This is a song made for the dance floor and for sure a tune you'll want to listen to during the summer to dance away your problems and just have pure fun. Tasuku Hatanaka with Do It. I don't know about you, but since 2017, summer for me means new Tasuku Hatanaka music. He's made it a trend to release music in this season, and most of his releases end up being bona fide dance floor anthems. Do It is such dance floor anthem for me. The song is part of Hatanaka's massive first full-length album, Fighter. If you haven't checked this album out, please do. It's one of the most consistent albums I've had the pleasure to listen to by a male seiyuu. The verses in Do It feel like summer as those atmospheric synths set a comfortable sunset-lit stage for Hatanaka's intense performance. The chorus is an explosion of color, with progressive synths cranking up the tension for you as Hatanaka's vocals go through some of the trickiest vocal parts in that song. If you're talking about summer tunes, Do It is a song that must be in the conversation. Soma Saito with Summerholic. Surf rock is a must-have in any summer playlist, and after the addition of Tetsuya Kakihara and Nobuhiko Okamoto's Paradise, adding Soma Saito's Summerholic was a no-brainer. Summerholic is exactly the type of song that caters to those that are not fans of crowds and prefer to spend the summer at home or going for a drive alone. I can understand on a deep level the protagonist of those lyrics. Sometimes the best summer is the one that it's spent in peace and quiet, doing what you love with no distractions in the way. It can still get crazy and be extremely fun, something that both the lyrics and the instrumental perfectly flesh out. Mindless fun fits well with summer, and those guitar chords will make sure you'll feel it from its very opening. Although it's far from being one of Saito's best tracks, Summerholic is still quite the fun track and perfect for this summer season. Mamoru Miyano with Discotheque 09 Style Remix. Lastly, we have one of my favorite remixes in Mamoru Miyano's discography. Discotheque 09 Style Remix is a refreshing take on the original oldie but goodie Discotheque, and it packs quite the punch. The verses may be minimalistic, with a simple beat serving as the backdrop for Miyano's vocals, but as soon as the pre-chorus arrives, you know you'll be in for a massive dance tune. And that's where the thrill is, where the excitement of the late summer nights is. The bass line is big and punchy at all times, with the synths occupying the entire soundscape. The feeling you get when listening to this song is that of losing yourself in a wild party, completely intoxicated by the song's vibe. Not only is this a perfect song for summer, but it is also proof that remixes can, at times, vastly improve songs. And with this, I wrap up another episode of Seiyu Lounge. This time around, I talked about my picks of refreshing summer tunes by male Seiyu artists and 2D groups that you must have on your summer playlist. These were just 9 out of the 12 suggestions I gave you in the article at The Hand That Feeds HQ. Link is in the description, and I thoroughly recommend you to check each and every single one of those. There are a whole lot of good vibes going on in each song. Some are playful, whereas others are a bit more serious in its vibe, but all together create quite the awesome soundtrack to this summer. This, of course, is just the first part of a 2-parter feature plus playlist, and thus later this summer I'll be going over some of the mellower, melancholic summer tunes that will make this a memorable summer for you. Now tell me, what are your go-to summer-themed or inspired songs by male Seiyu or 2D groups? Let me know your picks and suggestions in the comments below. And remember, leave your comments as complex or as simple as they may be, and you can be featured on upcoming episodes of Seiyu Lounge. If you enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss The Hand That Feeds HQ's weekly male Seiyu and music-related content, hit the subscribe button. I'll return next week with another episode of Seiyu Lounge. Thank you for listening, and see you guys around.